Mr. Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, has urged Mr. Trump not to abandon Ukraine. Sir Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron are plotting to dramatically increase military support for Ukraine before Donald Trump arrives in the White House. The Prime Minister and French President will meet in Paris today and discuss whether the outgoing US President, Joe Biden, can finally be persuaded to give Kyiv the green light to fire British-made Storm Shadow missiles deep into Russia. Mr. Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, has urged Mr. Trump not to abandon Ukraine. Senior figures within the Republicans team have hinted the US will scale back support for the war-torn nation, with many analysts fearing he will force President Zelensky to accept a loss of land. But hopes are rising within Whitehall that Mr. Biden will allow Ukrainian forces to use Storm Shadow missiles to secure his foreign policy legacy. A senior source said, "We are very keen to make sure we can make the most of the time between now and January 20th, when Mr. Trump becomes US President, and not just put everything on hold until the next administration." Another source said Mr. Biden was expected to turn on the taps by handing over more financial aid to Kyiv before he leaves the White House. Should Kyiv be given permission to fire Storm Shadows deep into Russian territory before Mr. Trump took office, it would be more difficult for the approval to be reversed. World leaders are watching nervously for signs of how the president-elect will shift Washington's policies on Ukraine. Mr. Trump has talked about ending the Ukraine war on day one, without specifying how. The meetings come less than a week after it was confirmed that Donald Trump will be returning to the White House in January, having been re-elected US President. Donald Trump Jr., the president-elect's son, has ruled out war hawks serving in the cabinet. In another sign, a stark change in approach could be